Welcome to another great summary of a fight that no recent Mike Tyson fan can afford to miss. In today's video, we'll go back in time to the night Tyson fought against all odds. Not only was he facing the biggest opponent of his entire career, but also the toughest. We're talking about the 6-foot Cuban heavyweight, Jose Ribalta, who endured inconceivable damage inflicted by the most ruthless version of Iron Mike the world had ever seen. Before we dive right into it, remember that if you enjoy content both inside and outside the ring, you can subscribe to my channel for more summaries like the one you're about to enjoy. Standing at 5.5 feet, Mike Tyson was the shortest heavyweight contender to make it into the top 10 of the Ring magazine by the fall of 1986. Many boxing fans might recall this era as the New Era, the land of giants. This is because the majority of the best contenders and champions from that point onward stood over 6 feet tall. While there have been tall contenders and champions in the past, they often were labeled as unskilled circus acts, with their success attributed strictly to their size and weight advantage. This notion changed dramatically with the introduction of world-class trainers like Eddie Futch and Emmanuel Stewart, who were obsessed not only with utilizing the physical advantages a significantly taller fighter possesses, but also with making their boxing skills comparable to those of any shorter fighter. Once Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis became dominant forces in the division, the big men began to rule the roost. Jose Ribalta was one of those classic long-range fighters who dominated the amateur boxing circuit in his youth due to his size perfectly complementing the boxing skills he learned at the 5th Street Gym, the home of Cuban boxing in Miami. When Jose turned pro in 1982, he was the number 2 amateur heavyweight in America and used his skills to defeat his supposed superiors like David Jocko in the following years. During Tyson's build-up in July 1986, Jose seemed to reach his peak, not only physically but mentally as well. He was confident that he would be the man to end Mike's undefeated streak of 25 fights. Tyson faced Ribalta at the Trump Plaza Hotel in Atlantic City on August 17, 1986. The tension between them created a legendary atmosphere that engulfed the fortunate 1,000 attendees. Tyson's grimaces finally met Ribalta's defiant eyes, making it clear to the audience that they were in for a special night in the world of heavyweight boxing.
Just as expected, Tyson has developed as a fighter.
A classic right hook to the body combined with an uppercut knocked down Ribalta just before the end of the second round. The power of the uppercut alone would have been enough to send 99.9% of humans on Earth into the realm of shadows.
Drops. So counter right hand by Mike Tyson is invited. And there was an...
But, to the audience's surprise, Ribalta got back up with enough stability to continue throwing punches until the end of the round. Recognizing Ribalta's resilience, Tyson decided to adopt a more conventional strategy for the next rounds, trying to hit Jose in the body to soften his core.
Take a look at some of these body shots. I wonder if there's... getting off the quicker punches there.
By the end of the 7th round, it was evident that Tyson was beginning to target higher areas with his attacks, maintaining the same ferocity he had in the first round. He was throwing punches with the speed and power of a man who had barely broken a sweat.
Mike would like to, or as Kevin Rooney in his corner would like him to. That was a good left hand.
After combinations that would have put anyone to sleep in the 8th round, even Tyson seemed surprised that Ribalta kept getting back up. Instead of withdrawing from the fight and allowing it to be a unanimous decision, he seemed to want to entertain the fans by facing the situation head-on. It wasn't until the 10th round that a determined Tyson could be seen trying to knock out Ribalta in a way that any boxer or trainer would be proud of.
Continue, he said, yeah, hell yeah. That's a fighter.
While it was evident that Tyson had defeated Ribalta, reporters didn't seem to let it go. They played with the probability that his punches might not have been as powerful as claimed, since it took him so long to knock out Jose. Despite the provocations, Tyson showed not only respect for his opponent, but also a lot of class in his response. He pointed out that Ribalta was one of the toughest and bravest opponents he had faced up to that point. Jumping a bit ahead in time, in 2014, Mike Tyson would give an interview to The Ring magazine, where the fight with Ribalta would be brought up once again. There, he praised Jose's resilience, noting that he was the most durable fighter he had ever had to face. He also highlighted the immense power Jose possessed, stating that some of his punches had been among the most challenging he had to endure. If Tyson had never faced Ribalta, there probably wouldn't be a competitor today who could be attributed with making such a brave effort to withstand Iron Mike's punches in the ring for so long. Unfortunately, after the fight, Ribalta's career took a downward turn. In fact, he retired after being defeated 5 times consecutively in 1999. But that doesn't mean his aspirations in the world of professional boxing were over. To this day, he still expresses his strong desire to have a rematch with Tyson. In fact, many users claim that on his Facebook page, he keeps referencing it to the point of seeming obsessive. Surely Tyson laughs at all these provocations. After all, one encounter was more than enough to prove who the king was. However, with the way boxing is evolving today, we never know who will return to the ring. All we can do is stay tuned and hope that if history repeats itself, it will give us a memorable showdown. After learning about the Ribalta versus Tyson story, do you truly believe that the success of larger boxers can solely be attributed to their height, or does it have to do with their skills? Leave us your opinion in the comments. Also, let us know if you think it's a good idea to see these two legends face off in the ring once again.